Women in our culture, in our race, when they see a man that's an average, when they see a man that may be a little lower, they look at him as a non starter. But when these other races of women look at a black man, they not only want to get with this man, because there are black women that want to get with those men. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is these other races of women value that man so much that they're going to make sure that they don't lose him because they recognize the character of that man. And because these other races of women recognize the character of the man rather than appreciating the aesthetics of a man, this is why you will lose them all the time. All right, this next video that we're about to review is actually coming from the Passport OG. And as soon as I watched this video, I knew I immediately wanted to react to it. He goes into a lot of topics here, but he really goes into this one of why black men become the best lovers for other races. And I believe I have a really good idea for why this happens. And that is, black men are essentially told that they have to be the best, do the best, act the best. And when they're not the best and they're average, we try to make up for that in so many different ways. And women in our culture, in our race, when they see a man that's an average, when they see a man that may be a little lower, they look at him as a non-starter, a non-negotiable, right? But when these other races of women look at a black man and they see that he's kind, he listens, he's trying to do the best that he can, he supports me in any way that I can, they not only want to get with this man, because there are black women that want to get with those men. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is these other races of women value that man so much that they're going to make sure that they don't lose him because they recognize the character of that man. And because these other races of women recognize the character of the man rather than appreciating the aesthetics of a man, this is why you will lose them all the time. It is what it is. All right, but we didn't talk about this video long enough. Let's actually review it. Let's go.
A good friend once said to me, being a good black man is to die young, trying to make others happy just to get a good eulogy. My question becomes, what happens when you let that go and just live and be at peace? I talked about the difference between son husbands and husband sons. And, I said son husbands are the biological offspring of women. And they're often forced to play an emotional role in women's lives that usually is reserved for boyfriends and husbands. But because they're the only males present.
And I got to stop this. I know you guys hate when I stop this, but I have to pause it for a second. I've seen this before, and there are variations of this son husband thing. Okay. Like he's saying, it can actually get real perverted, but it can turn to a weird, you take care of this, but I still love you as a son type deal. It's weird. But I'm going to let him talk about it a little bit more, and I'm going to hold the rest of my comments for the end. I'm going to try to. Let's go.
And they're under the control of, their mothers. They end up playing roles that they really shouldn't be, roles that are inappropriate. And even though most often it's not sexual, there are instances where it can cross into a sexual line.
Do you have a favorite of your children, or have you been accused of favoritism?
I like my girls a little bit better.
Why?
Because as a man, you have to protect, provide, and love for your woman.
Do you trust them more than you trust
Yes,
yourself?
I do. I trust them more because they're more sensitive, they're more caring, and they're thinkers. And like I tell my boys, when y'all get 18, y'all gotta go. Girls can stay as long as they want.
I say the same exact thing.
Yeah,
Are you,
Same exact
are you
thing.
serious when you say that?
yes, I do.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Y'all can stay as long as y'all want. Take your time. Go to college, get your master's, get your doctorate. I'll pay for it. Take your time. I'm trying to teach them about all types.
So, check this out. This actually goes into what I was actually talking about earlier here. And this is to why, again, black men are actually more appreciated in other races than black women are in other races. And the reason why is because of situations like this. Okay? Shaq is telling us that he is going to essentially spoil his daughters. Well, what happens to spoiled food? It goes rotten. Okay? But on the other hand, he's going to force his black sons to get out of his house when they turn 18. Well, you're essentially exercising their mind, exercising their character, exercising their ability to be a better person. And in the black community, average is below standard, and above average is just average. But when you go over to these other races, average is above standard, and below standard is average. So I hate to harp on this situation about black men and black women, but it kind of is what it is. You guys, and I'm saying on an average, but you guys, as in black women, you get spoiled. And because you get spoiled, you go rotten. And on average, black men don't get spoiled. On average, they usually had to get it out the mud. And because of that, they're above average. They don't complain. So, it is what it is. Now let's continue on what Shaq was saying. Let's go.
More sensitive, they're more caring, and they're thinkers. And like I tell my boys, when y'all get 18, y'all gotta go. Girls can stay as long as they want.
I say the same exact thing.
Yeah,
Are you,
Same exact
are you
thing.
serious when you say that?
yes, I do.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Y'all can stay as long as y'all want. Take your time. Go to college, get your master's, get your doctorate. I'll pay for it. Take your time. I'm trying to teach them about all types of men.
What I found interesting, the first thing that I took away from this was the kind of men he was preparing his daughters for, right? And he basically tells them not to pursue men like himself, right? Which is an interesting choice of things to contribute to the dialogue. But when he talks about the kind of men that he wants them to look into, he says men that you can respect and men that you can control. Now, we here at the Onyx Report refer to that as conky-serfs, right? These are men who have been socialized in the black community to perceive themselves as servants in a relationship. Their job is to please women. Right? This is in many ways how many Black young men are raised, particularly in single parent households under mothers. Mothers tend to prepare sons to be the kind of men they wanted, right? But here's the other little factor that kind of adds to that is that boys are also simultaneously being trained.
There's another side to this coin too, not just the side when it actually comes to men being spoiled and women being spoiled and men being toughened up for the world. We also have to look at the certain aspects of the different age ranges too, because I'm an 80s baby. Okay. Now, I would say from the years on, like right around maybe 2000, even a little bit before that, but let's stick with 2000 all the way up until now. Those kids, those boys who are turning into men, they're a little bit spoiled too. Okay. And that's not to say that all of them are. I don't even know the percentage on how many of them are. But what I am saying is there are some that are out there. And if we keep going down this road where we're not teaching our sons to essentially have some character about themselves, to get on them, to discipline them, and not allow these women to constantly raise these men in these houses by themselves, they will eventually be the majority if they're already not. I don't think they are, but they can soon be the majority. So men, y'all need to what do they say out there? They say to guard your seed. Look, these are different variations of seriousness. Okay, we got the one off top. If you don't have kids, guard your seed. Make sure that you having your baby with the right woman. Okay. Or two, if you already got a baby or a child with a woman and you know that she's not of the best character, you still got to do what you got to do for that kid. I'm not saying acquiesce to the woman, but you essentially gotta turn lemonade into lemons, bro. You gotta make it happen. Okay? Like I said, it is what it is. When you make decisions like life-changing decisions that you can't take back, unfortunately, and this goes for me too, unfortunately, there are things that you are just going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. We as a culture, we as a people, and I'm not just talking about Black people, I'm talking about all people, Americans. We need to understand that we don't live in a world where you can actually just take stuff back. You don't put yourself in a situation to be successful. It's cool. It's just gonna work itself out. You don't work out enough to take care of yourself, and then you wait until you get 30 or whatever and you still haven't did it. Don't worry, it'll be all right. You go out with these men, you're like, it'll be cool, something, nonchalant happens, and then you want to actually go ahead and let's say go back to that man because now you're aging. Hey, it'll work itself out. And then you let that happen with like 3 or 4 other men. Hey, it'll work itself out. I'm here to tell you, as a man and as a woman, it's not going to work its way out, at least not in the way you want it to. So get it together as a man and a woman. But let's keep going though.
Socialized to be her retirement plan as well.
Looking at the thumbnail of this video, you might have thought that I was going to speak about Black men's physical prowess or ability to please in the bedroom. And that may be a secondary superpower, quote unquote, of black men, but there's something more rare that's unique to the black male experience. Listening to Shaq and then to Dr. Tiasan Johnson, you can hear what the unique superpower is. Very rarely are young black boys poured into emotionally. In fact, what you'll see often is that many black boys are left to fend for themselves emotionally. And not only that, but often they're required to pour emotionally outward to the women around them.
All the stuff I do for you as a mother. Literally.
Now, this is crazy because, again, I'm looking at this from an 80s baby's perspective. And, pouring into a woman as a man is just essentially showing them love and thinking about them. Can you open the door for her? Can you take care of this? Just these things that you naturally get on a day-to-day basis because a man is just being nice. Like a situation where you may go out in the store some guy tried to holler at you, and then you put your nose up or whatever because you don't think he's of that standard, and then all of a sudden he somebody else sees that. We are paying attention to all this, and because we're paying attention to all this and we recognize the different ways that women conduct themselves, I guess that's a good word, then we start to, kind of move the way that we need to around you if you're showing us these qualities. But let's go.
I take care of you, I feed you, I cook, I do all that stuff. And all I did, I asked you for your birthday money so that I can pay the light bill. You don't want to give me the birthday money. So I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid.
Well, how you gonna ask for my birthday money that I got on my birthday to pay the light bill? And why you trying to take my PS5 away?
Well, you can't play the PS5 anyway if there ain't gonna be no damn lights in our house.
You shouldn't have been going out so much. You would have had the money. What happened to the income tax?
First of all, I'm an adult. Stay out my business. When I come to you as a mother and I'm telling you there's an issue where I need help, you help.
Going out so much. I'm tired of you going out. You need to spend time with us, and you need to spend money on your bills.
Leilani, I'm not even talking to you. So
this is so sad to me because when I first heard this, you guys, I genuinely thought that this was a skit. I really, in my heart, thought that it was a skit. And I really wanted it to be a skit because it sounds so fake to me. It sounds so like it was it was a skit. But this grown woman is acting in a way of such that the child should be acting in, and the child is acting in a way of such that the mother should be acting in. It's a complete 360 of the relationship. It's a complete swap of what one is supposed to be to the other. And I just thought about this too. In her mind, because I'm pretty sure she saw this now, she is a victim because this information, this negative video has actually scarred me or hurt me or put me in a position where people look at me in a negative light. Instead of actually saying, this is the truth that set me free. Now I can break the chains of this habit or living in this way. Now I can actually turn the curve to live right and live accordingly. Hey, basic instructions before leaving the earth, right? Hey, I appreciate you sticking with me all the way through the end of the video. If you like this video, please make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be updated for all cool new content. And I promise you, we'll keep pushing out good content just like this video. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Peace. I really appreciate you guys for watching the video all the way through. But if you can do me a little itty bitty favor and hit that subscribe button, it would really help if you hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. So thank you in advance. Appreciate it.